Are you struggling to focus? Drowning in distractions? Imagine achieving your deepest study goals in record time, completely free from notifications and the endless noise of social media. What if you could finally master that subject you've been putting off? Today, we're unlocking the monk mode blueprint, a radical approach to isolation that will revolutionize the way you learn. We're all familiar with the ever-present digital hum, the constant pings, the lure of just one more scroll. It's no wonder our current study methods often fall short. We try to multitask, believing we're being productive, but in reality, our focus is shattered into a million tiny pieces. This is where monk mode comes in. But let's be clear, this is not just about turning off your phone's notifications. It's a complete mental shift. It's about consciously choosing deep, uninterrupted work over shallow, fragmented tasks. Imagine your most challenging subject, that complex problem you've been avoiding, suddenly becoming effortlessly clear. That's the promise of monk mode. It's about creating a mental fortress where you can do your best work. So, how do you prepare for this transformation? It all starts with the pre-monk prep, setting the stage for mastery. First, you need to conduct a serious audit of your current distraction landscape. And I mean everything. On the digital front, it's the social media apps, the news alerts, the group chats. Physically, it could be a messy desk, the TV in the background, or even just sitting in a high-traffic area of your home. And don't forget the mental clutter, the nagging to-do lists, the worries, the unresolved conversations bouncing around in your head. Write them all down. Get a clear picture of what's stealing your attention. Once you know your enemies, it's time to build your sanctuary. The key here is a minimalist approach. You don't need fancy gadgets. In fact, you need the opposite. Your monk mode environment should be dedicated to one thing: focus. This might mean a clean desk with only your essential study materials. It might mean using apps that block distracting websites. For mental clutter, a quick 5-minute journaling session before you start can work wonders. Just dump all your thoughts onto a page to clear your mind. The final, and perhaps most crucial, step of preparation is communicating your boundaries. Let your friends, family, or roommates know that for a specific period, you will be unavailable. You can say something like, "Hey, I'm going into a deep focus session for the next 2 hours. I'll get back to you after." Your time for this is sacred. Protect it fiercely. Now let's dive into the blueprint itself. How to enter and sustain this state of deep work. I like to use a simple 3-stage entry protocol: declutter, ritualize, and commit. First, declutter. Take 2 minutes to clear your physical and digital workspace. Close unnecessary tabs. Put your phone in another room. Tidy your desk. Second, ritualize. Create a short pre-work ritual. This could be making a cup of tea, doing a few stretches, or listening to a specific song. This ritual signals to your brain that it's time to shift gears and focus. Third, commit. State your intention for the session. What is the one specific thing you want to accomplish? Write it down on a sticky note and place it where you can see it. Of course, the first few times you try this, your brain will fight back. The urge to just check one thing will be powerful. This is the critical moment. You have to learn the difference between a micro break and full immersion. A true micro break is something like standing up, stretching, or looking out the window for 60 seconds. It doesn't break your cognitive flow. Checking your phone, on the other hand, shatters it completely. One technique is to use the Pomodoro method, but on a larger scale. Set a timer for a 90-minute block, the average length of a natural human concentration cycle. During that 90 minutes, you are fully immersed. No exceptions. After the timer goes off, you can take a genuine 15 to 20-minute break away from your desk. This combination of intense focus and scheduled rest is a cognitive hack that allows you to sustain deep work for longer periods without burning out. This isn't just a theory, it has real-world impact. Take the story of a computer science student I know who was struggling to complete his final year project. He was overwhelmed and making slow progress. He decided to implement a 2-week monk mode period. He deleted social media from his phone, informed his friends he'd be offline, and dedicated 8 hours a day, broken into focused blocks, solely to his project. The result? He not only finished the project ahead of schedule, but the quality of his code was so high that it caught the attention of one of his professors, leading to a research opportunity. We see similar stories with writers finishing novels, entrepreneurs launching businesses, and students acing exams. The quantifiable improvements are undeniable. faster learning because you not constantly re-engaging with the material after an interruption, deeper understanding because your brain can form stronger neural connections, and higher quality output because your full cognitive capacity is directed at the task. But the benefits go far beyond academics or productivity. The long-term effects include a profound sense of mental clarity. When you're not constantly reacting to external stimuli, your mind has space to breathe. This leads to a significant reduction in anxiety and a feeling of being in control of your own mind and time, which is incredibly empowering. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I have a job, a family, responsibilities. I can't just isolate myself for weeks on end. And you're absolutely right. The key is integrating monk mode into modern life in a practical way. It's not about being a hermit 24/7. It's about strategically carving out periods of intense focus. Maybe your monk mode is just the first 2 hours of your morning before anyone else wakes up. Maybe it's a 3-hour block every Saturday afternoon. The duration and frequency don't matter as much as the quality of the isolation. Equally important is the reentry phase. After a deep work session, don't just dive back into the chaos. Take a few moments to process what you've accomplished. Review your work, make notes for your next session, and appreciate the progress you've made. This helps you transition back into the normal world without losing the momentum and insights you gained during your focused time. So, let's create your personalized monk mode action plan right now. The secret is to start small. Don't try to go into a 12-hour lockdown on your first attempt. Start with a single 60-minute, fully uninterrupted session this week. Pick a task, prepare your environment, communicate your boundary, and see how it feels. After the session, reflect on what worked and what didn't. Was your phone still a temptation? Did you get distracted by noise? Iterate and adjust. Maybe you need better headphones. Maybe you need to block websites more aggressively. Discover what your unique peak focus environment looks like. This is your journey to mastering not just a subject, but your own attention. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more strategies to learn smarter, not harder. Let me know in the comments what your first monk mode challenge will be.